G'day everyone, it's me, the Anti-Theocrat, back with another one. Before I go into the main content, it's a quick sales pitch. It's the only one you're getting, so enjoy it. Below these videos, I do attach all links to the information if there are links to be had. I also archive all of the information if that's possible. I also supply links to other platforms for my content and how to support me if you wish to do so. That'd be nice, but no requirement. That's it. That's my intro. That's my sales pitch. It's all I've got. It's all you're ever going to get. And now, on with the show. Okay, another one from the Financial Review. Oh, golly gee, the intelligent stuff I get from this. Alright, where is it? Let's bring it up. CBA, that's the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, Westpac, revert to blokes are best strategy. Are they reverting to a blokes are best strategy, or is this your feministish spin on it? Because maybe they're reverting to a merit-based system, a merit strategy, and it just happens that that favours men. But don't report it that way, will you? No. A noticeable gap has opened up between the big four banks in relation to gender diversity. In the wake of the Austrac-induced crisis, CBA and Westpac found male solutions to their management problems. Again with the fucking sexism. Why can't we just say, because I know why we can't, and here it is. Women have been losing their grip on the top jobs at two of the big four banks as board and chief executives respond to failures in managing non-financial risks with a blokes are best strategy. So, what we are having is a response to a failure in non-financial risks. This is risks to their business, and unfortunately it seems women have been driving that, and women are obviously not needed doing that in their business model, which I can see. Their job is to do finances. What is it that the women have been doing? What, they're applying their gender studies degrees to banking? Thank you. But anyway, I don't know why this is still being framed as blokes are best. Should be, some women have been thrown out because they weren't keeping up, and we've gone for a merit-based system. Unfortunately, it did not favour women. This has opened up a notable gap between two Sydney-based banks and their Melbourne-based rivals in relation to gender diversity of their executive leadership team, and that might actually have something to do with government legislation, as Victoria keeps threatening to enact its gender bias laws against corporations who don't have enough women in their boardrooms. Maybe less to do with the fact that they make good bank executives. There was a time when the big four banks competed with each other to lead on the issue, which comes under the banner of sustainability. What they mean is critical gender theory, I think. Not only was the promotion of women to executive leadership teams on an upward trajectory artificially, I might add, there was an increasing trend towards women filling line management filling line management jobs. But the upheaval caused by the Rain Royal Commission and the crackdown on the financial crime agency Austrac has prompted the Commonwealth Bank of Australia and Westpac Banking Co. to go backwards in terms of their diversity at the top. So there was an investigation, and it's the women who got cropped. Do we therefore think that forcing women, based on the fact that they had cunts, I'm going to say it, they had a fucking vagina, so we're basing job prospects on whether you have a vagina or not on whether you can manage a job or not? Is it possible that the people who lost their jobs were the ones who were the least adequate at their jobs because they were chosen for diversity reasons. The latest gender executive women don't give a fuck. Found the gender diversity. We need gender diversity, not thought diversity or diversity of dick size. I don't care. Found the gender diversity in the executive leadership team at CBA dropped 31% in 2020 and 46% from 46% in 2017. Yeah, well then maybe merit is more important, huh? And even worse at Westpac, gender diversity in its executive leadership fell from 21% it fell to 21% in 2020 from 33% in 2017. Oh, the horrors! Not enough vagina in the bank. Compare that to ANZ Banking Group, which has lifted gender diversity in its top executive team from 33% to 50%. Yes, but ANZ's not a bank anyone goes with, do they? Does anyone actually bank with the ANZ anymore, or have they sort of focused on insurance as their way of making money these days? I stopped banking with the ANZ when they stopped having banks in the locations I lived. National Australia Bank, who I am with, and I'm going to have to ditch because these people fucking shit me off. Unfortunately, the only other option I have is a Commonwealth Bank of Australia, who I don't particularly like, but maybe, as they seem to be employing on merit, maybe they are the bank I have to change to. I don't even know if... I think they did have a male manager here once at that bank, but otherwise the banks here are all female employees. So I don't know where they get this idea that women are not getting employed by banks, I tell you. National Australia Bank lifted its percentage of women at the top from 27 to 36%. Still quite low then. Still at the same level as the other ones have dropped to. So I'm not totally going to drop the National Bank just yet. They haven't shown that they are totally fucking deranged. In times of crisis, the chief executives at both banks, who cares, were unable to find women to fill roles left vacant by women. Right, so things got tough. The women fucked off. And there were no women who wanted to take those really tough jobs of trying to fix someone else's problem. But there were men willing to do that. There were men willing to fix the problems that other people created, and those men took those jobs. And yet you're still trying to play the sexist card in this fucking story. It's ridiculous. ANZ chief executive, whoever the fuck who gives a shit, told a chief executive women panel, why the fuck does such a thing even exist? Discussion last week that some men tend to revert to old ways of doing things in times of crisis. No, you dickhead. The Peter King up here, who I don't give a fuck who they are, and Matt Coleman, they made it clear that they tried to find women to fill these positions because we've got to have enough vagina in the bank. Banks don't work without vaginas in them. They tried to find women to fill the jobs that women had left, and they couldn't. So it's not reverting to old ways. This is you trying to pander to your fucking feminist friends. I will say that it is normal behaviour when confronted with a crisis to revert to what you know. No, there was no women wanted to step up and deal with the crisis. Men will deal with crises. Men will step up to the plate all the fucking time. There is a tendency to go back to the past. You know, that safety idea. You're a fucking retarded cunt. Shut up. Why do I keep quoting you? How come you're in charge of a bank? No wonder I don't fucking bank with the ANZ anymore. Good companies and good cultures and good leadership actually... No, look, your job is to look after our fucking money. you dumb cunt. We don't particularly need good cultures or good leaders. We need efficient people. This good word you use here, and you are using it in the way, it's good, it's fluffy, lights, pink clouds of fairy floss, and yeah, fuck off. Just fuck off. It's not what I expect from banks. Banks are cunts, right? Banks are cunts, but they're not meant to be full of cunts. It's just that simple. ANZ stands out on diversity. Fuck off, ANZ. I'm never banking with you ever again. If this is your idea of how to bank, is to make sure you have enough vagina in seats, fuck off. Not interested. NAB has 2 women in line management roles. I don't need a fucking head count. What I need to know is, do these people do their job? That's what I need to know. Right? This is my bank. The NAB. This is who I bank with. What I want to know from this bank is these 2 women in line management roles, do they do their job? Westpac has none and CBA has 1. I don't care that the ANZ thinks vaginas make things better. Why? Do they fucking lube up better or something and make things run smoother? Elliot says there are a variety. I mean, if that's all it is, if it is the vagina lube that makes things slide better, you could just get the guys to toss off all day. Fucking hell, it's not that hard, really. Elliot says there are varying degrees of maturity. Elliot, is that fucking dickhead from ANZ? And whatever the. I'm not fucking talking to that dickhead. I'm not even mentioning him. He can fuck off. He said there are too many male executives. Fuck off. If you don't embrace cultural aspects, fuck off. If you read the annual reports of 4 banks, there is extensive material on their commitment to gender diversity and statistics to show they are doing well in the broadest sense. I do not give a fuck. I do not want my bank to be gender diverse. And if anything, that's not what I see. I do not see 50-50 men at the counter in my bank. I do not remember ever seeing a man at the counter in my bank. When the local branch had a manager, which I don't think it does anymore, and if it does, it's one of the women, but she doesn't make it clear that she's a manager. We seem to have 2 counter staff. When we had a manager, we had a man. We had a woman as well when we had a manager. But counter staff has always been women. When you walk into the Commonwealth Bank here, women. When you walk into the Building Society here, women. Including the local managers in both of those places. I think I've seen a male manager at the Commonwealth Bank once. I'm not seeing diversity. All I'm seeing is cunts. But history shows that unless there is an increase in women in executive leadership team with responsibility, fuck off. No, it doesn't. No, all it does is increase the number of vaginas in seats. It doesn't help your business. You need to employ people who are capable of doing the work. These banks tried to employ more women, but it turned out that men were the one who were willing to step up and do the work. That makes men more qualified by at least wanting to do the work. While only 3 out of the top 15 executives at Westpac are women, the bank says it has a 50% women in It has 50% women in leadership roles. Well, yeah, if it's got women in lending and bank management and so forth, then maybe it has. Maybe they're just not the top executives. Does it always have to be the top executives? Again, we're not talking about the fucking counter staff, are we? I want a bloke with his dick out on the counter so that we can fucking measure him up. And then I'll be happy that we've got some representation down at the fucking bank. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I went there. But seriously, there are no guys working the banks here. There's just none. I live in a small town. We have two banks, one building society. And the post office if you want to bank there. The post office is the nearest to having men employed, and again, counter staff and management have been women for the last little while. So yeah, we've got male posties. We've got female posties too. But I'm not seeing counter staff at the banks or the building society being represented by 50% men. It includes the CEO, group executives, general managers. So they've got a mix of women and men across the business. And that's not bad, is it? Westpac has several highly talented women working. I just don't give a shit anymore. I do not give a shit. This whole article was a fucking feminist beat up. Women left the jobs when things got hard, or were sacked from the jobs when things got hard. It doesn't actually make clear which of those two. That's my alarm going off. I have to go and hit my bike in a minute, go and pick my son up from school. We'll ignore that. I've got about 10 minutes. But yes, it doesn't make clear whether these women left or were sacked over these investigations and things, but it does suggest that their roles were not the best for the bank. What they were doing there was not the best for the bank. So I'm guessing that some of these executives were there to, make sure the diversity quotas in the business were met and they had all the right feminist boxes ticked. That was their job. But it turns out the bank's about making money. It's about lending and saving and sharing and always about money in all sorts of ways, isn't it? It's not about gender fucking diversity. It didn't ever need to be about gender diversity. It needed to be about the best person to do that job. That doesn't rule out women. Obviously, there are still women on these boards. But it does mean you do not need to have a number given to how many vaginas need to sit in those seats. Or dicks, for that matter. If women were better at the job, I'd be just as happy to have women up there. If women were as happy to take the falls and the blows when they come, I would be happy to have women up there. But that's not what this suggests. This entire story suggests that women weren't willing to take the punches. And they weren't willing to fix other people's problems. It was only men who were willing to stay, fix the issues. If anything, this story is about how shit female executives are. And I don't agree with that. I do not agree that women, by nature of being women, are automatically shit. But this story points out that when the crisis came, the women couldn't hack it. Their place in the market wasn't necessary, whatever it is. And they couldn't get women to stick their neck out and take the risks of joining in fixing the problems. This story is about how shit women are. Whether I agree with it or not, that's what this story is about. They tried to spin it as this is the banks are sexist. But it's not. There is no indication here that not being able to find women for those executive positions was the bank's fault.
And that's it. I've had enough. I'm going. I do not want to do this anymore. I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. I've been the anti-theocrat. May your gods remain fictional. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, have fun.